The Joe Rogan Experience.
Doesn't matter what Ocasio-Cortez tweets or Trump tweets. We're fucked.
Did you see that one with Ocasio-Cortez and this giant transsexual gal in this beautiful,
I already love it.
Beautiful outfit. I mean, I don't know how tall AOC is. She looks like she's about 5'7" to me.
Probably.
Then this lady next to her is a gigantor.
And
she's painted orange with white face paint, and she's clapping.
And what was this about? What was this for?
Apparently, AOC went to a show, and she was just giving the gal props.
Yeah.
And clapping, and she was like super animated, like you don't really see a congresswoman do.
Yeah.
You know? And this trans woman was beyond thrilled. I'm assuming it was
Did you see the one where they're at the rally and they start talking about eating the babies? That's amazing. Where AOC, somebody stands up. That's one of the funniest things.
Is that someone who's doing like an onion thing?
I hope so.
I think so.
I think that's somebody who's just doing a character,
or someone who's like legitimately mentally ill.
Somebody who's legitimately mentally ill. But it was too funny and too good. Where I'm like, no, this is somebody who's really, because they got into it. You could see. I love that. It's like the scene from Borat. Where he's doing the thing at the rodeo, and you could see their faces starting to change because they're like, oh wait, something's off.
Yeah,
you could see Ocasio-Cortez's face start to change as a woman started talking about eating infants.
Yeah,
and you could see Ocasio-Cortez.
Yeah, I remember this.
So good.
Getting rid of fossil fuel is not going to solve the problem fast enough. A Swedish professor saying, we can eat dead people, but that's not fast enough. So I think your next campaign slogan has to be this: we got to start eating babies. We don't have enough time. There's too much CO2. All of you.
Oh my God, this is amazing. Like,
now that I'm watching her, I'm like, maybe it is a real person.
I think it's a real person.
I love it.
There's something too good about it. If it's not a real person, she's going to be the star of one of the Melissa McCarthy movies.
Yeah, she's amazing.
We just heard her say that, and as I was Googling it, Snopes came up, and it says, did a AOC supporter suggest that fact check mixture of results? Which I'm not going to go to the thing to read what they say, but like, why wouldn't it just say true? Because that's what it said.
Because it might have been a joke.
I think Snopes leans pretty
hard
left and establishment.
Yeah.
They're very establishment. Like, they check things against, mainstream organs of opinion.
Yeah.
Oh, this is great. It might be.
Might be. What does it say?
A woman in town.
True.
She's worked. Yeah, they have stunts of doing this. A conspiracy group.
She was an AOC supporter. Okay. They stated their internet troll was to troll Ocasio-Cortez.
And good
conspiracy
job.
Crew.
Great job.
She apparently was working at the behest of a fringe conspiracy group with a history of such stunts. Of course.
Yeah, why not?
Of course.
Have fun.
Right, have fun.
Have fun.
And it seemed fake. Right? It seemed. It seemed real. It seemed like there's no way someone really would want to eat babies.
It's an extreme position.
Fuck yeah.
It's an extreme position. I just love.
Did you see the video with her and the trans lady?
Yeah,
I was looking for that. I saw it, but I was trying to
that.
find it again.
That's insane. This lady's like.
You think she would ever come on this show, Ocasio-Cortez?
Yeah, sure she would.
Interesting.
I'd be nice to her.
Yeah,
I like her.
Yeah, she's sweet.
She's 28.
She's daft though.
Yeah,
she said we're gonna get rid of planes, and
what she said?
yeah, come on.
She's a silly girl.
She's a bartender 2 years ago, pouring SoCo Lime shots.
You need a fucking far left to balance off the far right.
Yeah, you
and
need
everybody
extremes.
Just needs to be a little more
you need
reasonable.
Just crazy people.
Reasonable and see each other's
It's
point
great
of view.
that we have a game show host versus a bartender.
Yeah,
that's great.
Perfect.
Why
Which
not?
one's the game show host again?
Trump.
Oh, that's right.
And then she's a bartender, and this is how it ends.
Listen,
why not?
She could be president.
I will make Logan Paul president.
Dude,
he's a smart
10
guy.
Years?
He will run. YouTubers are going to have millions of dollars, millions of fans, and no skills when they're all 40.
It's true.
I will make him the president of the United States. He will not be that bad at it. He's disciplined. He's got a heart. I will be his Steve Bannon. I'm going to get involved in that.
Yeah, I mean, he's already had 2 fights.
Yeah.
2 boxing matches
100%.
in front of the whole world.
I think the next group of political figures may come from the internet. They may be YouTubers.
It's possible.
Yeah. Did you watch that fight?
I watched a little bit of it.
What'd you think?
They're not bad.
Yeah.
I mean, they got wild.
They worked their asses off.
They clearly did. They were in real good shape to fight 6 rounds.
The thing that happened when he hit him when he was down, that 2-point thing that he lost, is that legit?
You're not supposed to hit someone when they're down.
Okay.
There it is. Look at that. Give me some volume. Can you do that or no? Bad idea?
Amazing, impeccable, genius.
Can you believe it? From the revolutionary of our time. I love you so much. Thank you for being
Watch the hug. Oh, adorable.
Somewhere Pat Buchanan is sitting there being like, you see?
That threw me off so hard.
You see?
What were we just talking about before that?
The KSI
so
Logan
hard.
Paul fight.
Oh, yeah. So they got wild. It's hard to keep your shit together when you're fighting in front of all those people. But if one of them had been able to keep their shit together and not go wild and just box, like, I don't know which one boxes better. It seems like Logan Paul was training with Shannon the Cannon Briggs, who's legit as fuck. I mean, he's like, you know, he was one of the top heavyweights in the world, former world champion. I mean, he knows how to teach boxing. He knows how to fucking box.
Right.
Like, as good as it gets.
Yeah.
So he was working with Logan Paul. And he said some crazy shit like Logan Paul could be heavyweight champion of the world. He's white. He got money.
Yeah.
I think
I'm
that's
saying
what
he
he
could be
said.
the president. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about that. But I do know he's a real athlete.
He's
like,
an athlete, yeah. And he
100%.
dedicated himself to it. I mean, I did a
Yes.
podcast at his house, and he was training all day, ice bath, all the thing, you know, whatever.
You can tell, like, and the same thing with KSI. They're both athletes. They both
Right.
know how to fight a little bit, and they probably fuck up someone who's not as good as them. But it's they both got wild. And what that means is you start swinging for the fences, and sometimes you land, and sometimes you don't. But if one of them could have stayed technical and just boxed and just fired off sharp jabs and clean right hands and moved a lot and kept your hands up and boxed, don't get emotional. If they could just box and not get emotional, they'd start landing. And if you start landing, you start hurting the guy. You got to start hurting the guy with punches that aren't your hardest shot. You're not winding up with them. You're not exposing yourself. You're just fighting technically. That's the difference between someone who knows how to box a little bit and start slugging versus someone who's smart.
Right.
And someone who understands that when
He's
you're
been in
under
a lot of
duress,
fights,
yes, when you're under duress, you have to keep your calm and be able to see everything. And the more you tighten up, the harder it is to see things. And then you start swinging, and then you're barely paying attention, right? You might land and might knock the guy out. Still, you still have power. It's not an absolute thing,
right?
But when you look at guys who are really good boxers, like Floyd Mayweather, does not get into fucking slugfests,
right?
You know,
he just executes everything.
He's executing. He's figuring you out. He's finding the holes. He's popping them in there. He's not getting hit, and then eventually starts chopping people down and breaking them down. You know,
right?
And that's what he did with Conor. And Conor had, I mean, it was a great money grab for Conor, but that didn't make any sense, right? But these guys, what they are is they're both like at a similar level. The reason why it's so fun to watch is because they're both like they can hit a little bit. They both are good athletes, and they're both kind of learning how to fight, and they're both super fucking famous, online, and then they get together, and then they're even bigger. I mean,
it was explosive.
They sold out the fucking Staples.
What does that hold?
I don't know. It's
crazy.
Like 20,000 people.
It's a
or
lot
something.
of people. It's a lot of people. It was one of the biggest
18,
internet events, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Because,
and it was a good fucking fight. I mean,
wild.
in terms of like entertainment value, they went after it. They didn't.
Yeah.
But I think if one of them learned how to just box, just stay like a fucking samurai and just box and never let that emotion get a hold of you.
Hard to do in the Staples Center.
Very hard to do. It's always hard to do, but it's even more hard to do when you talk shit to each other.
Is there a similarity when you're playing arenas now? Is that different when you're in an arena versus you being in a smaller venue?
Well, it's nothing like a fight.
Well, of course.
The thing about fights is like, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. It's happening.
Right.
And it's like all the preparation, all your nightmares, you get knocked out, all the weird feelings. You get hurt in training. You have to work around it. It still hurts when you get in there. All that stuff that they're dealing with when they go in there is like stand-up times a million. Like the thing about stand-up is if you do your prep work and you get your shit together, you could do it many, many nights in a row.
Correct.
They can't do that.
That's
they
true.
Got
They got one chance.
One chance. Like,
one chance.
You know that one time you did a joke and it just came out like shit?
Yes.
And you're like, fuck, I wish I could do that show again. It rots you away.
It rots you away.
Well, sometimes people have moments like that athletically. Like you fucked up. Your chin was up high. You came in swinging. You got clipped. Once you got clipped in the first round, you tried to box in the second and third, and then he takes you out in the fourth. And you're like, fuck. If I just played my fight right and played my game right, I could have outboxed him.
Yeah.
But instead, I did something stupid and I got clipped.
But then it's also, I guess, part of it is the show.
Yeah.
Part of it is the spectacle.
It's so much. Well, I'm saying it's so much easier to do comedy.
No,
of
of course.
Not even close.
Of course. I do want to fight Chelsea Handler.
That's a good fight.
That's a great fight. Me and Chelsea's a good fight.
Down with that?
First of all,
fight over though.
I mean, her latest documentary, it's Hello Privilege, It's Me Chelsea. We'll fight over that. Which was wild. I mean, it was a little wild. Did you see it?
No.
It's her talking about white privilege in the back of her Bel Air mansion in the backyard. It's a fun one. And I just think she should go around and apologize for all of the things. Like she should go to the Gaza Strip and do hello Gaza, it's me Chelsea, and Tuskegee Airmen, hello Tuskegee, it's me Chelsea.
I don't think they're alive.
Yeah, well, right. No, she goes, got to go to graves. She should just apologize for everything America's ever done. Go to Native Americans. You know, no, I mean, I kid around, but maybe these. It's a joke. Don't, you know, this is a joke.